nandana brajajana ranjana Yamuna tera vanachang hari Yamuna tera vanachang hari Yamuna tera vanachang hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihang Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihang Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihang Hari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna tera vanachang hari Yamuna tera vanachang hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihang Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihang Hari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradha Hari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna tera vanachang hari Yamuna tera vanachang hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihang Hari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Raspihari Radha Raspihari Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe. Jaya Radha Ramana Radha Ramana Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Radhe. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam Jaya Radhe Shyam. Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribol 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Nitai Gaura Haribol 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 Nitai Gaura Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Om Vishwapad, Paramahamsa Vriguchaya, Shota, Satta Shishmachila, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Om Vishwapad, Paramahamsa Vriguchaya, Shota, Satta Shishmachila, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada ki. Anantakuri Vaishnavrinda ki. Sirup Sisanatan Bhatta Raghunath Jeev Gopal Bhatta Raghunath Sari Goswami Prabhu ki. प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवजरी गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपा गोपी गोपी चाम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुर धाम की मायापुर धाम की जगरपुरी धाम की तुलसी महारानी भक्त देवी की गंगे मुनि देवी की हरे नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्री श्री गौनिताय की श्री श्री कृष्ण बलराम की श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल समवेत भक्त वृंद की all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. We are reading from the Bhagavad Gita as it is. 11th chapter, the universal form, text number 43. Pitāsi lokasya carācarasya tvam asya pūjyaś gurur garīyān tvat-samo abhyadhikaḥ kuto loka-traye apratima-prabhāva pitāsi lokasya carācarasya tvam asya pūjyaś gurur garīyān tvat-samo abhyadhikaḥ kuto loka-traye apratima-prabhāva pitāsi lokasya carācarasya tvam asya pūjyaś gurur garīyān tvat-samo abhyadhikaḥ kuto loka-traye apratima-prabhāva pitāsi lokasya carācarasya tvam asya pūjyaś gurur garīyān loka-traye apratima-prabhāva pitāsi lokasya carācarasya tvam asya pūjyaś gurur garīyān tvat-samo abhyadhikaḥ kuto loka-traye apratima-prabhāva pitāsi lokasya carācarasya tvam asya pūjyaś gurur garīyān tvat-samo abhyadhikaḥ kuto loka-traye apratima-prabhāva. Mataji? Pitāsi lokasya carācarasya tvam pūjyaś gurur garīyān tvat-samo asti abhyadhikaḥ kuto loka-traye apratima-prabhāva. Mataji? Pitāsi lokasya carācarasya tvam pūjyaś gurur garīyān tvat-samo asti abhyadhikaḥ kuto loka-traye apratima-prabhāva. Pitā, the Father. Asti, you are lokasya of all the world. Cara, moving. Acarasya, and non-moving. Tvam, you are asya of this. Pūjyaḥ, worshipable. Cha, also. Guru, master. Garīyān, glorious. Na, never. Tvat-samaḥ, equal to you. Asti, there is. Abhyadhikaḥ, greater. Kuto, how is it possible? Anyaḥ, other. Loka-traye, in the three planetary system. Api, also. Apratima-prabhāva, or immeasurable power. Translation, purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation, you are the Father of this complete cosmic manifestation, of the moving and the non-moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is equal to you, nor can anyone be one with you. How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power? Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is worshipable as a father, is worshipable for his son. He is a spiritual master because he originally gave the Vedic instructions to Brahma and presently is also instructing Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Therefore he is the original spiritual master, and any bona fide spiritual master at the present moment must be a descendant in the line of the cyclic succession stemming from Krishna. Without being a representative of Krishna, one cannot become a teacher or spiritual master of transcendental subject matter. The Lord is being paid obeisances in all respects. He is of immeasurable greatness. No one can be greater than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, because no one is equal to or higher than Krishna within any manifestation, spiritual material. Everyone is below him. No one can excel him. This stated in the Shvetashvatar Upanishad. Natasya karyam karanam cha vidyate na tvat-samaḥ abhyadhikaḥ drishyate. The Supreme Lord Krishna has senses and a body like the ordinary man. But for him there is no difference between his senses, his body, his mind and himself. Foolish persons who do not perfectly know him say that Krishna is different from his whole soul, mind, heart and everything else. Krishna is absolute, therefore his activities and potencies are supreme. It is also stated that although he does not have senses like ours, he can perform all sensory activities. Therefore his senses are not imperfect nor limited. No one can be greater than him, no one can be equal to him, and everyone is lower than him. The knowledge, strength and activities of the Supreme Personality are all transcendental, as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoveti tattvatah tyaktva deham punajjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna, whoever knows Krishna's transcendental body, activities and perfection, after quitting his body, returns to him and does not come back again to this miserable world. Therefore, one should know that Krishna's activities are different from others. The best policy is to follow the principles of Krishna that will make one perfect. It is also stated that there is no one who is master of Krishna, everyone is his servant. The Chaitanya Charitamrita confirms, Ekaleshwara Krishna arasabhabritya, only Krishna is God and everyone else is his servant. Everyone is complying with his order. There is no one who can deny his order. Everyone is acting according to his direction, being under his superintendence. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, is the cause of all causes. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakasodonamritam Yanam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya-manobhistam sthapitam yena bhutale Sayam rupa kadamayam dadati sabadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuddhapadakamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganadaganatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishagandvidamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Govigaganta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Ganjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavane Chari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyahevacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Arjuna, Krishna's dear devotee, Krishna's associate, after having seen the Virat Roop, the universal form, he is glorifying Krishna, is showing respect to Krishna. So specifically here in this world verse is saying that Krishna, you are the father of this material world, of this cosmic manifestation. Krishna is actually the source of everything. He is the father of everything and everyone. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigrana Adi Radhir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So it's Parameshwar. There are many Ishwar controllers in the material world. But Krishna is the supreme controller. Even in the spiritual world, there are many personalities of Godhead. But Krishna is the source of all of them. Ete chamsa kalapam sam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He's Swayam Bhagavan, Mool Roop, Adi Roop, Adi Purush. He's the original form. All the other personalities of God are ultimately expansions of Krishna. So the spiritual world is a manifestation of Krishna. And the material world is also a manifestation of Krishna. So he's the father of all the moving and non-moving beings. So in the material world, cara. So some living entities are there, embodied living entities they're moving, of course, in the human form of life, but then in the animal kingdom, and then the birds, and even the trees and the plants. So these are all living entities. Some of them are moving and some of them are non-moving. So the animals, the humans, the birds, so they're moving and flying, going here and there. Others, like the trees and the plants, they are non-moving. But they're all jivas, they're all part and parcels of Krishna. So in this material world, Lord Brahma is known as the grandfather, or is the original creator in this material world. But he is being guided by Krishna, and Krishna is prapitamaḥ, great-grandfather, is the origin of Brahma, and instructed Brahma in the beginning of creation, inspired him from within the heart. Therefore, Arjuna is saying also that you are pūjyaś, puja, worship, one has to worship. So one has to worship Krishna. He is the ultimate object of worship. Of course, before worshipping Krishna, we have to respect the spiritual master also. We have to worship Guru, and then Gauranga, then Krishna. That is the process. But everyone ultimately is worshipping Krishna, is respecting Krishna as the Supreme Being. All intelligent persons, they are acknowledging Krishna. All the personality of Godheads, Vishnu, Narayan, Ram, they all know that Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, the original personality of Godhead. And they all respect him as such also. All the demigods, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Indra, Varun Dev, Vayu Dev, Agni Dev, and so on, all the demigods, they also know that Krishna is the Supreme Being, is the Supreme worshipable object. So any intelligent person is worshipping Krishna. Any normal person is worshipping Krishna. And then Guru, garīyān, so he's glorious and he's the spiritual master of everyone. Adi Guru, that is Krishna ultimately. He's the embodiment of knowledge. Satchidananda Vigraha. So Krishna is eternal, full of bliss and full of knowledge. And it is mentioned in the scriptures also, the three major potencies are there. Sandhini Shakti, Chit Shakti and Ladini Shakti. Sandhini Shakti, that is the existence potency. That is, Balaram is the embodiment of that. And then the Chit Shakti, that is the consciousness, the knowledge, and the embodiment of that is Krishna. And the Ladini Shakti, the pleasure potency, the embodiment of that is Srimati Radharani. But even there, so ultimately Krishna is the basis of everything. Krishna is the source of all transcendental bliss also, Paramanand. He instructed Lord Brahma, and of course, as here he spoke the Bhagavad Gita, so is the original spiritual master who gave knowledge to Brahma, and then he gave knowledge to Shiva also. And then as the Supreme Lord, he is giving instructions to Arjuna here for the benefit of the whole world. Even he gave instructions to Uddhav also for the benefit of the world, which is explained in the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And then he comes in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, but with the love and beauty and luster of Srimati Radharani. So Krishna, he gave knowledge, as in the Bhagavad Gita, and telling all the conditioned souls to surrender and accept the Supreme Lord and engage in devotional service. But as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so he came to give the Yuga Dharma, the process of performing auspicious religious activities, the religion for the age of Kali, that is the chanting of the holy names, the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then he gave also the consciousness, which is required, the proper consciousness, so that we can properly serve Krishna. We can properly chant the holy names. So we are engaged in different activities, but most important is the consciousness. As the saying also goes, it is not so important what you do, but how you are doing. So not only that I worship the Lord, but we should know how to worship Him and in which consciousness, in which mood. First of all, as I am the servant of Krishna, I have to serve Krishna. I have to serve His devotees also. But then ultimately in higher consciousness, then we follow the footsteps of the Brijbasis. We take the mood of the Brijbasis, who are the most exalted of Krishna's associates. So Krishna is present in Dwarka, is present in Mathura, and is present in Golok simultaneously. But the highest realm, that is Golok, that is the greatest planet, and there the devotees are most exalted, and their love is most exalted, and amongst them the gopis are foremost. So Mahaprabhu is giving the mood of the Brijbasis, which we should adopt in our life, and then we can properly advance, then we can chant the holy names nicely, then we can serve Krishna nicely as Krishna Balaram or Radha Krishna. So he's the original spiritual master. Na tvam-sama, sama equal. Nobody is equal to Krishna. What to speak of greater than Krishna? So nobody is equal, and it implies also that nobody is greater than him, certainly. Vishnu, Narayan, Ramchandra, they are also Bhagavan, and so from one point of view they are not different from Krishna, because also personality of Godhead. At the same time, there is a difference there also. Krishna is most beautiful. Vishnu is beautiful, Ramchandra is beautiful, because they are transcendental personalities of Godhead. They have a transcendental, perfect and pure body. Very beautiful. Narayan is beautiful, descriptions are there of his beauty. Also darkish blue complexion, holding a conch shell, lotus flower, a club, and a chakra, a wheel, transcendental wheel. Beautiful, he's wearing a beautiful helmet, and also beautiful yellow color cloth, wearing a beautiful garland, and nice necklaces adorning his body. So very beautiful form. But Krishna's form is much more beautiful. And Krishna is also adorned with jewelry and a beautiful garland, and he also has yellow cloth. But his beauty is unparalleled. Especially also because in Braj, his devotees are there, who have so much love for him. And Krishna, when he's with his beloved devotees, he becomes so much more beautiful also. When he's seeing his devotees who are very nicely serving him, then Krishna becomes so much pleased. And that is increasing his beauty, although he's unlimited beautiful. But then, and he's atmaram, aptakam, he's self-satisfied. But still, at the same time, in the loving exchange with his devotees, Krishna will experience some more bliss. Just like a father. A father, he has everything. He's working hard and then he's earning money. And then he has a family. And he has children. So he doesn't need usually the help of the children or even the wife to show his greatness. And the children, they want something and then he will supply. A capable father. And so by his work and his activity, he's satisfied. But then, when the children are there and they are reciprocating with the father, then the father becomes so much pleased and happy. And that is only a material example. But Krishna, as a transcendental Supreme Lord, at the same time, he has his eternal associates who they are serving him, and there's a transcendental loving exchange. And that is so giving so much pleasure to Krishna, that is increasing his pleasure, that is increasing his beauty. Especially when the gopis are there serving Krishna. And we can see practically also, if one is satisfied, that will be shown in his face and in his activities also. Whereas if somebody is angry, then he will see on his face his anger. And you can also see practically if somebody is happy, he looks more beautiful than somebody is angry. So also Krishna, of course Krishna is sometimes transcendentally angry also, and he's still beautiful. But when he's satisfied, in the loving exchange, he becomes more beautiful. Especially when the gopis are present, especially when Srimati Radharani is present. And with her beauty, with her transcendental love, she's attracting Krishna, increasing his pleasure. So nobody is equal to Krishna in terms of the beauty, in terms of strength also, or knowledge, power, and renunciation. Even though in Raslila, Krishna was dancing with millions of gopis, and they were all beautiful. And it's mentioned, Lakshmi Sahasra, Satar Sambrema Ano. Krishna is served by millions of gopis who are just like Lakshmi Devis, the goddesses of fortune, the consorts of Narayana or Vishnu. So they are most exalted, most beautiful. But Krishna also left the rasa dance, just to show that he is supremely renounced also, and ultimately not dependent on their love. So Krishna is the Sar Aishvarya Purna, is the embodiment of all transcendental, wonderful qualities. And so no one equals to him. Everyone is inferior than him. So, Arjuna is saying, loka-traye, in these three planetary systems, so that means the upper planetary systems and this earthly realm, and even the lower planetary systems. Even there, sometimes the Supreme Lord, the Vishnu, is manifested there. And even there are great personalities, especially in the higher planets. But no one equals to Krishna. Even in the spiritual world, so my Vaikuntha planets are there. And then Krishna Loka, Dwarkadesh, Mathuresh. But Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I explained, everyone is respecting Krishna, understanding his position. So in the spiritual world, but even in the material world, and that is mentioned in Vedic literatures also. Veda means knowledge. And the Vedic literatures are there to educate the human beings, especially the human beings who are interested in spiritual life, who are trying to understand the purpose of life, why we are here, what is the goal of life, what will happen to us after giving up this body. So an intelligent person will search for the absolute truth, will engage in spiritual activities. So for that purpose the Vedic literatures there. Vedic literatures are there to guide the conditioned souls. And then Puranas are there, which are also ultimately part of the transcendental Vedic literatures. So there it is mentioned that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And especially in the essence of all the Vedic literatures, the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned. Ete chamsa kalapam sam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. And then even in Bhagavad Gita, so Arjuna is saying that all the great sages, they acknowledge that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Radha Krishna. He came to this world as a devotee to show us how to worship Krishna. And in which mood. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very clearly instructed his disciples or his followers, especially Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and told them to present transcendental literatures for the benefit of the conditioned souls. And in this world the demigods also, like Lord Brahma, so he got knowledge, and then he revealed that knowledge also to others, and beautiful prayers are there. Brahma Samhita by Lord Brahma, and there is explaining that Krishna is the supreme controller. Ishvara Parama Krishna is a transcendental form, full of bliss and knowledge, is the cause of all causes. And then he's explaining in these beautiful prayers, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami, I worship Bhajami. The Adi Purush, Govinda, which is the name of Krishna. So Krishna has many names in Braj. Krishna, Govinda, Gopal, Madhusudan, Shyamasundar, Gopinath, Madan Mohan, and so on. According to his qualities, according to his pastimes, he has different names. And by taking shelter of Krishna, by chanting the holy names, by glorifying Krishna, by worshipping the Archa Vigraha, then we can advance in spiritual life. And then, as Prabhupada is explaining in the purport, Janma karma chamay divyam evam yoveti tvat-samaḥ tyaktva-deham punah janma naiti mameti swarjuna. So one who knows Janma karma, Krishna's appearance and his activities, which are dibya, which are transcendental, so who knows them properly in truth, veti tatvataha. Vedi means to know, tatvata in truth completely. So he will be liberated and he will not have to take birth again in this material world after giving up this body. So we have to understand, we have to try to get this knowledge, proper knowledge and proper understanding, and we have to learn how to properly engage in devotional service, so that we can advance more and more, so that we can become perfect and realize our constitutional position as the eternal servant of Krishna. And we have to realize Krishna's beautiful form. So by engaging in devotional service under the guidance of the spiritual master, the advanced devotees, we can advance. And then it is guaranteed that ultimately we will attain perfection. But we have to endeavor constantly, and we have to pray for the mercy of the Lord and the Vaishnavas and the spiritual master, and we have to cry out for help, so that we can be protected from the material energy, from the external energy, and from our own weaknesses. So we have to endeavor and constantly take shelter of Hari Guru Vaishnav, the Supreme Lord, the Spiritual Master and the Vaishnavas, and the holy names. And then slowly but surely we'll be able to fully understand everything, we'll be able to remain fixed, and then we'll be able to feel so much transcendental pleasure. And then we can overcome all difficulties which are always there in material world. Difficulties are always there. But if you have a higher taste in Krishna consciousness, then we know we can overcome the difficulties. Then we can tolerate the difficulties by a higher taste and by constant endeavor and by constant engagement in devotional activities. So seeing Krishna's greatness, Krishna's wonderful nature, just like Arjuna, we should offer prayers. That is also one process of devotional service, Vandanam, offering prayers. Hey Krishna, Karuna, Sindhu, Dino, Bandho, Jagatpade, Gopesha, Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta, Namastute. Hey Krishna, you're the ocean of mercy. Krishna is very merciful, so by praying to him, then Krishna will reciprocate, he will bestow his mercy. He is a friend of the fallen and the poor, and in the age of Kali everyone is fallen and pure and poor, destitute. So he's helping. If one is in difficulty, if one is crying out, then Krishna will surely help. So by praying to Krishna with our own words or taking the prayers of the great souls, then Krishna will reciprocate with us. So many beautiful prayers are there, like Brahma Samhita has explained, Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hridaye Suvilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achinta Gunasarupam Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So by offering prayers with love and affection, then Krishna will be pleased. And then we can see Krishna. Krishna will reciprocate. Kasturi tilakam lalata patale vaksastale kostavam nasagrebana moktitam karatale venu kankanam sarvangari chandanam suritam kante chamaktavali gopastri parivestito vijayate gopala churamani. So the description of Krishna is there. He has tilak on his forehead, kasturi tilak, made with the musk of the deer and chandan. He's playing the flute. He has beautiful ornaments, necklaces, Vajanti mala, flower garland, pitambara vesh, yellow dhoti and chadar. He's surrounded by the gopis and the gopas and the cows and the calves. So by reciting these verses and then automatically then a picture of Krishna can be there in our consciousness. Dibabindrana kalpa drumados rimaratnagara semba sanasto shimadrat hashila govinda devo pristhali visheva manosmarami. So we remember Radha Krishna seated on the divine throne in transcendental Vrindavan under a kalpa vriksha tree, desire fulfilling tree, served by the gopis. So by chanting these verses, then Krishna can appear in our consciousness and his qualities and pastimes. So praying is a very important aspect in devotional service. So we should pray, we should perform our devotional service, and then Krishna will reciprocate. Hare Krishna. Any question?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Many times we are hearing from that Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes, activities. That in these 5 things, Krishna's pastimes and activities both same, right?
Same. The pastime activities, that is the same. Yes.
Many times Prabhupada translates, even Upadeshamritam also Prabhupada translate like this, pastimes and activities.
Yeah, but it practically is the same, pastimes and activities. Janma karma. So karma means the activity. These are not normal activities, these are also known as lila pastimes. So Krishna, of course, in Braj, the pastimes in Braj are most beautiful, most wonderful. And Krishna in Braj, so is the supreme enjoyer, but especially in Braj, the loving relationships are most beautiful. So Krishna is there in a loving exchange, pleasure pastimes. So these are known as lila. But then he, of course, then is killing also the demons. So that is an activity of killing the demons, but it is also pastime. Just in play he is killing, effortlessly, practically. So maybe if you analyze, a little difference is there, but basically it's almost the same. Because even Krishna's killing, that is beneficial for those who is killing. They are benefited. So his loving embrace of embracing the gopis or even the friends, that is of course most pleasurable for Krishna and for the devotees, but his killing is also transcendental. Killing the demon, and the demon is benefited. And he's taking some pleasure there also. Because actually nobody is born and nobody is killed. It is only the body. So the persons who are not in proper position, who identify with this body and who are atheistic, so he is actually bestowing his mercy by killing them, their body, and then in this way also their consciousness is rectified. So Krishna is all good. His loving pastimes with his devotees are wonderful, his killing is also wonderful. Whatever Krishna is doing is wonderful. Braje prasidam navanita chonam gopangananam chudukula chonam aneka janamati papa chonam carācarasya puruṣam namami. We know we should not steal. But Krishna is stealing also. He is the greatest thief. And he is glorified for that. And that is wonderful. Giving pleasure to all. But that is a pastime, and if you analyze, actually Krishna is not stealing. Because everything belongs to Krishna. Bhoktarang ekadapasam sarva loka-maheshwaram. Everything belongs to Krishna. All the spiritual and the material worlds. Even you go to any bridge basi, and they are mostly devotees, and you go to their house, and then people will maybe say, oh, you have a nice house. They will say, no, no, it's not my house, it's Krishna's house. So all the gopis in Braj, they have so much love for Krishna, and they're doing everything for Krishna. Many times they're praying also when they're churning the butter. Oh, it would be nice if Krishna could come here. I could give him some butter. And so Krishna is there, he knows that they were doing for him. So he's going there, but he's not asking, he's just taking. But it belongs to him anyway, everything belongs to him. All the spiritual material worlds belong to Krishna. All the houses belong to Krishna. And they're all his associates. All the gopas and gopis. So he can do as he likes. He wants to take take butter from this house or that house. He can do, everything belongs to him. But he's reciprocating also, but in a very loving way and wonderful way, an unexpected way. So whatever Krishna is doing is wonderful and perfect. And so the devotees, they can understand, but the non-devotees, they cannot understand. So that is wonderful Krishna. He's all good. Whatever he's doing is perfect and complete. Even according to material estimations, so even, for example, the cows are there, and you're milking the cow. But the bull you cannot milk, right? The bull. How you can milk the bull? There's no milk there. But Krishna sometimes is so absorbed in Radharani and singing Radharani, then one time he was going to the bull and trying to milk the bull. And everyone was laughing, what are you doing, Krishna? Looks like a mistake, but he's just absorbed and it's just his pastime. So whatever Krishna is doing is perfect and complete and wonderful. And the devotees, they can appreciate. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. And by serving Krishna, we can get some Mahaprasadam. Hare Krishna.